Good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of The Walkers, where we talk about being parents, pregnant, and having our very first child of our own. Today I am in the studio with my beautiful co-host and my wife, Caitlin Walker. What's up, baby? How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. We are shooting this a little later than we anticipated, but we're here, ready to rock.
Yeah, after a little mini vacation. Long weekend.
Long weekend, little 4-day banger. We went and saw our aunt and uncle, and they have two little jits of their own, and it's kind of cool. We get to see the future, right? We get to a little test run of how it's going to be when Beck gets a little bit older. So we always enjoy it. I love hanging out with them. It was cool because, like, Will's 5, so he can watch movies and consume movies and enjoy it and appreciate it. So he's watching Buzz, and I just hopped over the couch, and I was like, come here, bro, and just snuggled with him when I got to watch Buzz. Wasn't a big fan of the movie, but just getting to take that in with him, like, yeah. I tried to do that back, and I was like, bro, what's up, bro? Get off me. I'm trying to eat some milk. So
I got to experience what it's like to have 3 kids by yourself.
Yeah, that's true. You soloed it for a couple hours, so kudos to you.
But I mean, they were good for me just because I'm not the mom, and they always act better. Anybody acts better.
That's true. You don't get a true test.
Yeah.
Because they're not gonna give you shit like if you were their mom.
Correct. I was like, let's go in the pool. That's it.
We got a jam-packed show. We're gonna talk about what it was like to go to the hospital. What it was.
You're out of order, dude.
All right, go ahead. Sorry.
We're going to be talking about our birth experience, hospital life, hospital questions that we ask that you don't really know to ask until you're there in the moment, and then bringing the baby home for that first time in that car ride.
Very first car ride. And look, the question one was funny. Like, I brought that up because I like to know shit, and you read books, and you try to be prepared, but, like, life hits you, like, miles.
Yeah.
Those 10 months go by faster than you think. You can read all those damn books, but you're going to get there, and you're like...
You said 10 months. It's catching on.
Yeah. You show up, and you're like, I got this. And then you just ask dumb... I remember one of the things I looked up was, like, can we have the fan on when he's little, right? Like, I was like... Yeah. I was super worried about that.
I freak out just now, like, putting his fan on at night because he's not in the room with us. Like, I don't even know. It's so crazy.
Which, just so you guys know, fans are good.
Yeah.
It helps with SIDS.
Yes.
Which is when kids can die in their sleep if you don't know what SIDS are. Which you'll learn pretty quickly what SIDS
Scary
are
as fuck.
when you have a kid. I never heard what SIDS were until the kid came. And it's like, yeah, pacifier yourself with SIDS. I'm like, what's SIDS? Like, oh, the kid can die when sleeping. Okay, fantastic. Go ahead, take that passy bit, guy.
Jeez.
But yeah, all that good stuff. But first order of business, and the birthing experience was absolutely incredible. And then the hospital life was actually really cool, which is why it's its own separate thing. But let's talk about the pregnancy experience first. We'll talk. I mean, your perspective is
birthing. The birth experience and the pregnancy experience.
Did I say pregnancy?
Yeah.
Sorry, actually shooting the baby out, squirting out of the cooter.
Oh my god,
that experience. So how do you want to start? Kind of just getting there. I mean,
I would say like the day. So we had our 40. No, it was a little over. It was 40. I can't even remember. Because it was the
we had an appointment.
So he was born on the 5th. So our appointment was that Thursday, which would have been like 40 weeks and a couple days.
Yeah, we were over.
Yeah,
we were over the due date. The due date was due
November 1st.
Mm-hmm. And we was like the 3rd or 2nd we got there, I think.
Yep.
And
Thursday, all day Thursday, and then Friday, and then he was born early in the morning Saturday.
We show up. Caitlin's like, I hope I'm dilated, but like
I was like, I've been walking the curb. I've been doing squats. I was doing so much stuff. I was like, yep. I'm so confident because like the last appointment before that, I wasn't even like a half of a centimeter.
Weren't even ready to go.
I was like, are you joking?
It's like day one.
I was so deflated. It was so depressing.
It was funny because the neighbors started like, you were cranking. All the moms in the neighborhood knew what you were doing.
Yep,
and
I was curb walking. And of course it's hard to walk in general, let alone curb walk. My hip was like killing me. It was just a whole thing.
So we show up and she's like, Doc, let me know what's.
I was like, I got this. I'm like, I'm at least a centimeter. I was like, maybe I'm even 2. And they're like, if it was a girl, and she was like, she was like, she would put her finger in like that. I mean, not to get like graphic, but like to feel the centimeters. She goes, yeah, honey, you're not even warmed up. She's like, you're not even a half. I was like, stop, you're joking. At least tell me I'm a half.
Devastation struck. So anyways, I had to do like a scan of her, I think it was a ultrasound, right?
The placenta.
And so there was little to no water in there, which
little fluid. Yep, because it's not meant to last more than 40 weeks.
Sure,
that's when a full-term baby is, and we're past the 40-week mark. So there was fluid in there, but I guess not enough, so it was like questionable. So they had to ask the doctor, and I'm like, Doc, give me the go-ahead. Come on, let's just go. Like, I'm going to get induced in a couple days.
She made a phone call.
Yeah.
Doc made a phone call.
Yeah, but she's like, da-da-da. And she's like, all right, I'm sending you to the hospital. We both kind of were like,
it's
oh,
happening.
my God. this is happening. It's it.
So we had our bags packed, which is kind of like you think you see in the movies.
We've had the bags packed for like a month.
Caitlin did. So we brought those in.
No, I had them packed for like a month and a half, but then I didn't go in the car.
Sure, until like a week or so.
Like a week
two,
or two.
2 or 3, yeah. So we had everything was packed and ready to go.
Yep.
So we went to the hospital planning like something could happen. We were prepared.
Anytime.
But I remember when it happened, like for me, when it happened, I think you were excited. You were ready to kind of meet the kid. Me at this point, like it became reality. So I called everybody, go, hey, it's go time. And I remember I was sick, like I was numb and I was breathing heavy because. Again, you watch the movies, I'm thinking this shit's going to happen within the next 2 to 3 hours.
Oh, yeah. I was like, oh, it's happening today. I was like, my mom was working. My brother was working. Like, Rosie, I think, was at school. It was like a school day.
Everybody shut down.
And I was just like, I call Liz. I'm like, oh, my God, I'm at the hospital, blah, blah. They're like, should we come now? And I'm like, let me get checked in first and then blah, blah, blah. But
that didn't matter. Everybody shows up. The whole entourage is there.
You called.
They freaking move into the damn waiting room, which was just kind of cool, too. Like, it was cool to see everybody buy in. Like, immediately, like... Go and sit down. They don't care. Rock and roll. We had it worked out perfectly where there was a waiting room like right by our room. Like literally it was as if they planned for us to be there because there's areas where you could go and you're like far from everything and it's like a trek.
When we went and saw David.
Yeah, it was
far.
It's far from anything. So they got to be right there with us. So Doc comes in and he's like,
you got to realize though, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
But you got to realize it was the first grandchild on both sides. So both of our moms were freaking out. Liz, my best friend, she was freaking out. Ricky, like, everyone.
First
of Connor and Haley, they live in a couple hours away. I don't want to tell where they live. But they live a couple.
They live in St. Pete, Florida, guys, on 42 Wallaby Drive.
Stop. But they wanted to come, and so they were gonna drive that day. And then something, I don't even know, something with work. We're like, just wait until we absolutely know for sure. But everyone just like wanted to be a part of it.
They're ready to go. Doc comes in. He's like, "Hey, we've got to put some medicine down there to help."
Yeah, it's like Pitocin. I can't remember. It was like I don't know.
Yeah, to help expand. The what's the proper word? So I'm not get us in trouble here.
I guess the vagina.
Okay, just spread the cooter, and so they put like this kind of thing in there, like to amp it up. And he told us it was going to be 24 hours. He told us then and there it's going to be 24.
It said he can't check me again until 12 hours.
12 hours, sorry. Excuse me, 12 hours. Mm-hmm. So we were saying, I'm not going to check you again until 12, but we're thinking this thing's going to just shoot it through the roof. So nobody leaves, right? Everyone's hanging out, whatever.
Yeah.
12 hours go by, right? And I think he came in.
I was like, because we got there like 11, so it happened like right 11, 12, and so no one left until like midnight or 11.
Yeah, like 9 or 10. So he comes back at 9. And he's like, it hadn't moved, and we were like, what the hell? And
I was
he's
like, are you joking right now? This is surreal to me.
Yeah, like the movies, we're thinking this is gonna be like bang bang, like we're freaking out. None of that happens.
Nope.
So we told we had a fight with our moms and everyone to go home. It's like he told us there's no way that this thing comes out. If anything happens, we'll call you. We sleep through the night. Which was cool. I'm getting ahead of myself. Sorry. So sleep through the night, and then the next day comes, and we're still behind the 8 ball. So then they try another thing where it's like they plant like a seed. I was like, homeboy's in there like a gardener.
Yeah, because they can only do that one thing one time, and then the rest is just like separate little medicine. Like it's literally like a
dissolve.
pill.
Yeah, it dissolves.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like a Tic Tac. It just boop goes in there. But it's not like they just drop it in. They gotta
Oh no, it's painful as fuck.
Yeah, like
it's more painful getting checked than actual childbirth and contractions. Let me tell you.
Yeah, that was something you said.
Shout out to Morgan for telling me it was gonna hurt like a bitch. So appreciate you.
It's for the guys, like watching your wife in this uncomfortable pain is miserable. Like it has to be done, but like it's just you're helpless. So that happens, and we go through a whole other day, right? Because at this point now we're going into.
That's Friday, so it was.
We got there Thursday. Now it's Friday, right?
Yep,
this is Friday
morning.
So we're on our second day. Again, everybody shows up Friday, ready to rock and roll. Like we're here. What's going on? And we roll into late Friday night around like 9 o'clock. And Doc comes in. He's like, "Hey man, we're still looking like it's going to be probably another 24 hours."
No, because he was born on Saturday. You're getting ahead of yourself. So either we went on a Wednesday, or what? Because Thursday. I think it was Thursday. Yeah, because I was.
It just felt long, but but
it was Thursday. No, because
Thursday
is when Ricky and
stayed the
Liz
night.
Came over.
Or they didn't stay, but they stayed pretty late.
And we like hung out and stuff.
Yep.
And then Friday they came and hung out, but Friday was more like because I pushed like within a couple hours after that. Like it turned Saturday, and he was born at 3.
Yeah, I know. So, but Friday night though, everybody was still kind of lingering.
Yeah.
And we had to send them home once again because
sent them home at like 7 though.
And
it was early because like you need to get some sleep just because it is early in the morning.
Correct. So we sent them home, and then we're like, my mom was like, "You better call me." I was like, "I promise you, whatever happens, I'm not gonna not do this, right?"
Yeah.
The nurse we had was incredible. She was an angel.
Ariana Grande.
Yeah, perfect.
We don't remember her name.
It makes it even better because it was like this, like a spirit that kind of comes in and just saves the day, and then that's it. They go along their merry way. There's one photo we have. Like, I'm tearing up thinking about it. There's one photo we have from, I think it was not the
Polaroid, but the disposable.
Golly. And I see her, I'm like, damn, I'm glad we got her. And she's in the video too, and it's like, because that's how much she meant to us. She was with us for...
all the nurses were nice. Can't thank them enough.
For sure.
Like, nurses, amazing. But she actually was like, you know what? I want to have a baby today because I was obviously upset. I think...
You were tired.
Yeah, I was tired. I was upset. I was like, I just want to have this baby. Like, we have no idea what it is. I just want to meet the thing and just start.
We are skipping a few steps because when they gave you that pill, you started having contractions.
Oh, what it is it speeds up contractions like crazy. So I was having contractions starting at 11 o'clock on Thursday, but they're like baby contractions.
Yeah, barely didn't do anything.
Yeah, and because we made a game out of it.
Yeah, Rick and I were drinking like we were guess like how like there was like a little heartbeat monitor, but it was for contractions, like the level that it would get.
Yeah, and it was like, I mean because that was Thursday night, and I mean they were up there. Like I would probably give those like a solid 3 or 4, and then.
But Friday is when shit hit the fan.
Friday, yeah, because it was in the afternoon. Like
yeah, it was daytime. People were there.
Yeah,
because everybody was there what happened was contractions got worse and worse and worse, progressively worse, but she still wasn't dilated enough. She was like maybe 2, but which is like you have to be 10.
Yeah, and everyone so you obviously either know or you don't know if you want an epidural. I knew coming in I wanted epidural.
Yep.
But there are some people who want to do it naturally and then get an epidural, but I mean it is what it is. So I knew I wanted to get an epidural. So I kept asking, hey, I want to get an epidural, but what is like the latest?
How late can you go?
Yes. I didn't want to be like stuck and just in pain. And so the doctor, I think it was either the doctor or the nurse was like, you can't have it too soon. Otherwise it's going to like make you go backwards because I'm being induced. I wasn't like a natural labor. It would just make it go backwards. So I waited a long time until I got the epidural. And then finally, I think it was like an hour or maybe 45 minutes. I mean, just sitting there crying.
Yeah.
And shaking uncontrollably. And I don't cry.
This was the worst for me. So this next stretch here was, for me, the worst. During this stretch, I told her, I was like, we're never doing this again. I'm never having another kid.
Several times. Like, we're not doing this. Nope, we're not doing this. This is the last one. You better enjoy it.
Yeah, I was not having it because she was so uncomfortable, and she's an absolute trooper. And again, you feel helpless. And
you just sat there and just held me.
She's trembling, crying, just completely helpless. And so the guy comes in, and the epidural it's a massive shot going to your back. That's scary enough as it is. I honestly, thankfully, I was so just blinded by your pain that I wasn't that worried about it. Mm-hmm. But then I get tapped in. Doc goes, hey, buddy, you're up. I need your help. I'm like, bro, what the f-?
Yeah, hold her still.
Yeah, hold her still so I don't screw her life up. Okay, cool, bet. Say less, man. I got you. So I hold her. She's trembling. And we're holding like this, and I'm just like this, and I'm shivering, and I didn't get a good stance. You know what I mean? I'm a catcher by nature, but I didn't get a good stance. I'm going to be honest with you boys, okay? I was not prepared to sit there for as long as I did, bro. I'm giving you all that I got here. Yeah. I'm shivering down to the tippy toes.
And I was scared, just because I didn't want anything to happen, and because it's going into your spine. So I think that was I was more freaked out then than anytime else.
Oh, absolutely. So we're shivering. I'm hanging on, and all of a sudden I feel fucking water coming down my leg. I go, did you just piss on me?
No. You didn't say anything. You were a trooper.
Oh, that's right.
And I was like, I'm peeing. I can't stop. And I don't know, whatever. You're like, it's fine. I was like, I can't stop. And they're like, honey, that's your water breaking. I'm like, oh, my water broke.
Because she was so upset because it didn't break.
It didn't break. Because the movies are like, your water breaks, and then you get rushed to the hospital, and then you have the baby. Not in our case.
None of that. So,
and actually, the nurses are like what is it, like 9 out of 10
don't have water breaks.
Do not have their water
the
breaks.
Movies are complete false, guys. None of that actually happens.
Hollywood, I'm suing you.
So are the writers right now. They're on strike. So I've got gook piss going down my leg, and I'm just hanging on going, what the fuck is happening to me? How did I get here? And so she realized her water break. It's kind of glunky and bloody, but it was exciting. It was a cool.
And my mucus plug popped.
Yeah,
that's what else it was.
Yeah, it was a cool moment because it was like, wow, like we're getting there now, right?
Yeah.
The shot hits, and then you get
They overdid it because I was in so much pain. Like the guy was super cool. He's like, I don't want to give you not enough, but don't want to give you too much. And so they gave me a lot at one time, and my body was just like freaking out. And then they had to lean me off a little bit and then slowly do it.
Yeah, that was weird. So for me, once she got that, she was better. But I had just went through fucking hell and back. Like, I've done Ironmans. I've done some crazy shit.
Yeah.
I walked out and everybody could see it. Was like, what just happened there? Like, I couldn't hold it. Like, my poker face was gone. Like, my blood had left my body. I was just I was scared. I was scared for you. I was like, I'm going to lose. I felt like I was going to lose my wife for this little, like, at that moment, you're like, you kind of hate the kid. You're like, this kid's going to make me lose my wife, and I'm going to be fucking pissed because I didn't know what was going on. Again, like.
That's so crazy because you were so nervous. I mean, you were more nervous during the whole pregnancy, but you were so nervous at the hospital, and I was so chill. I don't know why. I just, like, knew that everything was going to be okay. Even when I was in so much pain, I knew, like, in my heart that I held out as long as I could, and that's what I said. And I kept telling you, I did as long as I could. I did as long as I could, and that's what my goal was, to just go until I could not go anymore.
You were perfect. I wasn't I mean, you did everything right. No. For me, my biggest fear is not being able to protect my family. You always give me shit because I hate hurricanes and, like, storms, but, like, those are Mother Nature. I can't control that. I don't know what's going to happen. So in that moment, I felt, again, like I had zero control. There's nothing I could do for you. And I was like, I don't like this at all. So that was awful. It was miserable. But back to where we were. So now we get through that. You're chilling. You're feeling good now. You're not having no more pain.
I couldn't even move my legs.
Yeah, you were vibing. We have a photo of her. She's just like zoned out, like just blasted.
I was like, I think I'm high because they gave me so much. I was like, I think I'm high, bro.
Blasted. So we go on, and again, we send everybody home, and we're like, hey, make sure. So the nurse, check back into the nurse. She's going to work for Caitlin. I mean, she's moving her around.
I felt so bad because I'm just dead weight at this point.
Oh yeah, you were useless. Your bottom half was just.
Yeah, like, can you help? Talking to you, and I was like,
I worked I didn't get paid for any of this, by the way. Like
you paid to have this kid.
I might have some payroll on my hand that I could get with the hospital, but yeah.
Yeah, I could not move at all. I felt so bad. In that moment, you're dead weight. So it was crazy. But she was moving me in all types of positions, putting balls here, putting balls there. Like medicine balls.
What were the?
It's like a peanut looking thing.
Yeah, peanut looking thing. That's right. But in between your legs to help, again, make you dilate was what the whole idea was. She's like, we're having a birthday party today. Yeah, because she's only there for 12 hours. She's like, I'm having a baby before she left. And she left at 7, I think, in the morning the next day on Saturday morning.
Was it?
Yeah, 100%. It was like 6 or 7.
Okay, because I was like, because if it was 7 at night, because it is 7.
No, 7 a.m.
I was like, I remember her staying later than she was supposed to.
Yeah, it was like 6 or 7 or something like that.
And then do you remember? I don't even know what it's called. We should have researched, but
the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna tell that. All right, so she's wearing this. I love that you brought it up because I was going to because this was again. Think about this, guy. At this point, guys, we're 40,
also like very tired.
I was about to say that we're 48 hours in. We're zonked. It's been a long few days.
Yeah.
We're tired. We just went through that traumatic experience not too long ago. So they're using this little thing that goes on our outside of our stomach to keep track of the baby's heart rate and the contractions.
It's like almost like a heart monitor, but it was for the contractions in the baby's.
I think the heart monitor was on it too to make sure he was good.
Yeah.
So because he's moving around and things are getting more intense, they started losing. The thing wasn't accurate enough to let her know how much she could do and whatnot. So she needed more data to be able to push the envelope.
Yep.
So she comes in, and I can't remember what it's called, but it's like some kind of thing that's going to go into the vagina and basically touch the baby's head and be perfectly, like, give her all the exact data. Yeah. There's no error whatsoever because the thing on her stomach could move off. It could do all kinds of things. She leaves the room, and my dumbass goes to Google immediately.
Yeah, because we were like, oh, should we do this? Like, what are the risks? Obviously, we're the first parents and everything. We're like, is there any risk?
Parents are gone. Nobody's there. Yeah. We're all by ourselves.
And she goes, there's always risk. I mean, they have to legally say that.
Sure.
But we're like, what do you mean there's risk? Like, what? Like, why would this even be brought up if there's a risk, in my opinion? Like, again, we're tired. We're cranky. The beds and the couch at the hospital are trash. Just trash.
We're zonked.
Yeah, so we're exhausted. And so, yeah, you said you Google it.
I Google it. And obviously, all the bad news comes out. The kid's going to have cancer. He's going to have 3 legs. He's going to have a 4th eye. Like
something goes into his actual head.
All kinds
like a hook or something like that.
All kinds of stuff. Crazy. And I panic. And
he's like, we're not doing this.
I go, no way. And she comes back. She's like, we need to do this. And I remember like having like a moment of like, all right, take a deep breath, step back. And I go, okay, we've done a lot of things today. You've done an epidural, you've taken medicine, you've done all these things, and we have trusted the doctors the entire time up to this point. Why now am I questioning them and her?
Like if I Google an epidural, it's gonna scare the fuck out of you.
It's even worse, and that's what you and I we had a moment.
You're not gonna be able to walk again if you move, like all this other stuff. So
I was like, look, we gotta trust this. Like I trust her. I've trusted her this entire time. I was like, I shouldn't have looked up. That's on me, babe. forget I looked anything up.
And you were upset for like a while, like for like an hour, I would say. Like your whole mood just changed because you Googled everything, and then you've also kind of got me upset, and you didn't want to round me up because I've been so cool and stuff. So I think you just definitely felt bad.
Yeah, it was brutal, but we ended up moving forward with it. Ended up being okay, obviously.
Yep.
So then she comes back again. We're kind of probably missing a few things, but she's just. I mean, at this point, we're kind of once we got that data, she was able to be more aggressive in trying to help you dilate. Remember, she came in around like I think 1:30, I think it was, and she's like, "We're at 7." And I think after like
it went from like a 3 to a 7.
Yeah.
Like so quick.
And I think like after like
an hour or two.
8, they go, okay, basically it's an hour for each centimeter after that. So okay, when it hits that time, it's showtime. So at 7, you still have a little bit of time. Like it could be 3 hours, could be 30 minutes or 2 hours. So I was like, hey, should I call our parents? She's like, well, we got some time. I go, they left here saying if they miss this, they're going to be hot. So I'm just going to wake them up, right? So I call everybody. I go, hey, it's showtime. And it's 1:30 in the morning. Everyone's like, cool, got it, no problem. Blame them.
Yep, let's take a shower. Let's wake up, get breakfast or whatever.
Get the day going.
Yeah, just get going.
I call back 30 minutes later. I go, hey, she's at 9. Y'all better hurry the hell up because shit has hit the fan. It is showtime.
Yeah, so I'm from a 7 to a 9 within 30 minutes.
Showtime. And so I'm called my mom's freaking, I'm coming. And they play this little like jingle over the intercom when everyone has a baby. So that was big for my mom. She wanted to be there for that. And
like the lullaby.
The lullaby. She wanted to hear that. And she's like, if I missed because she couldn't be in there, obviously. So anyways, they end up getting there with plenty of time to spare.
Yeah.
Get ahead of the store. That wasn't that, it lasted a little bit longer than.
Again, it's a lot of pressure to tell people when to get there or not.
Yeah,
I mean, the fact that everyone wanted to be there is super cool, but I mean, was a lot of pressure on you specifically just to make sure. I mean, even like my group message and people were texting
I think I had the easiest job that night.
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
But I mean, you're still the most stressed person in the room, so
yeah. So we call them the graveyard shift. They all came in and we're ready to rock and roll. So we're sitting there, and obviously now we're pushing. A cool part about
we're pushing.
I mean, yeah, yeah. I'm right there holding hands. I'm playing music. I'm doing everything. I mean, I'm holding your feet. Like
that video, right before I was about to start pushing, you played this song, and I was like, "You're like, I don't know what it was."
Seven Nations Army.
And I was like, "Turn that shit off."
Try to hype her up.
I said, "I am not giving birth to this."
Bro, she was not having. I go, okay, not the time. My bad. So we start pushing, and it's just the nurse. The doctor is nowhere to be found.
That's one thing that I had no idea. So I thought the doctor, as soon as she started pushing, I thought the doctor was going to be there just for any reason. Nope. They're not in there until
showtime.
It's literally about to
slide out.
Fall out.
Yeah, that was wild for me. And what was cool, I mean, again, we didn't really do any Lamaze classes or any of that. So we go, hey, like, what's up? What do we need to do? The nurse, she was super cool. She's like, I got you. It's just cake. It's just like basically like taking a poop is how it was for you, right?
I mean, a little more
kind
than that. I did not poop on the table, ladies. Thank goodness.
I guess it's the thing that you poop on the table, but she did not. I was there.
Yep.
So she's pushing. And at this point, this is when it got really cool because you were no longer in pain because of the epidural. Yeah. And was it hard? Yeah. Like you were pushing.
I wasn't in pain. I was just, you got to think about it. You were pushing so hard and you get out of breath so quickly. So I was more tired.
Yeah, it was just like a workout.
Yes.
It was like an extraneous workout and a muscle you never used before. But you weren't in pain where you're like, this is brutal. I was like, it was a really cool moment. And it was like, it wasn't, again, not as fast and like hard as you think like in the movies. Like, she's like, all right, push. And she's like, all right, wait a second. And so we're sitting there chit-chatting.
I pushed for like almost an hour. So it was only pushing for like an hour and 15
total.
Because she was like, oh, yeah, I've had some people who push for like 5 hours. And I'm like,
that'd have been
5 hours?
So I
probably would have passed out.
I'm on ice chip duty because she can't eat or drink anything. So I'm over feeding her ice chips. I'm over holding her legs, and we kind of chit chat. And I mean, it's a weird feeling. Like it's just like that nerve before a big race or whatever. Like you're just like, what? Like let's go, right? So she's pushing, and then we get to the point where the head crowns, ring of fire.
Well, yeah, you could see the head. It wasn't that. Not that part wasn't yet because the ring of fire was when the doctor was actually in there. But when she could see the head, that's when she had to say stop, and that's when the doctor came in.
That was cool, like seeing the head for the first time.
Yeah, they bring out this, they're like, do you want to see it? And I said, sure, I guess. And they bring out this like 1950s mirror, like tall ass mirror, just rolling it in. I'm like, yeah, I see it. No, I didn't see it. I was
atrocious. Not the best view of the cooter shot either.
No.
But yeah, so I mean, I thought it was cool, like being able to see the head and see the hair, like early on. Like it was really cool to see all that.
And didn't you have a feeling like at that point because you could see the hair? Or
Yeah.
was that later on?
No, it's a weird. Like as soon as I saw the head, I don't know, it just hit me. I was like, man, it looks like a boy head. You're gonna think I'm bullshitting you, but genuinely, I'm like, looks like my head.
Yeah.
Like blonde hair, and I was like I feel like I recognize that head in a weird
Yep.
way. I was like, I felt connected to it immediately, and I was like, man, that feels like a boy head. But everyone says it's a girl, so we're still on the girl train at this point. But then we get to the Ring of Fire where the head's basically
That part, so that's when the doctor was in. So we had to wait a minute. So you're going too fast. So there was another couple.
yeah, we were racing.
Yeah. So we're like, what do you mean? Because there's only one doctor on duty because it's in the morning. It's like, what happens if they progress before we do or vice versa? And they said that you just have to wait there until the other couple's done giving birth and then she can go in. So I was already pissed off that I had to wait because his head was right there. And I feel like that's why his head came out cone-shaped.
Super coney.
Yeah. I mean, it's very normal with all babies, but I feel like
He's
that's
good now, boys.
I feel like that's why, because it was just stuck in the canal for so long.
I don't think that was why. I think it's just I mean, he was coming out the canal for an hour. I think that was more so what it was. But did you guys know Caitlin
won.
pulled out the W, which is exciting. So we get to the point where it's crowning, it's called the Ring of Fire because it burns.
Well, so even with epidural, like you kind of have this like weird sensation. Like it's not like pain, but it's not comfortable. It's weird. I don't know what to explain. Yep, but there was a Ring of Fire, and then she was like, either you can push a couple more times and you might rip, or I can push, or it might take you a minute to like get it out, or you can push and I can just cut you really quick and the head's gonna be out. And I said, cut me.
Yeah, that was. She looked at me. She said, "What do you want to do?" And I go, "I don't know. This is my first rodeo here." She's like, "Let's just cut it." And I was like, "All right, cool." She cuts it. Blood hits the floor. They do like some kind of like twister mover to pull little man out, pull him out. She's like, "You ready, Dad?" And I go, "Yeah," because I was letting her know what hey, it's either Harper or it's Beckett, which we talked about last time.
Yeah.
He comes out. And I say, "Hey, babe, it's Beckett." He shits all over her, which was fantastic. And then she hugs him a minute, kind of. She's bawling. She's going through it. I'm freaking the fuck out. Like, holy shit, it's real. This is actually happening. And then this is my first like dad moment. So this is cool for me because I take him, move him over to the lamp and have to measure him and do all these things.
I'm like, go. I'm fine. Like, don't even be by me. Like, go make sure he's okay.
Like, it was weird. Like, bro, you go from married couple to just parent. It's the weirdest switch.
Like I would have been pissed if you were by me. I'm like, get the fuck away from me. Go.
Yeah, it was cool. Like we just both were like on the same page. I was like, we both said at the same time, hey, she's like, yep. And I was like, all right, cool. So I walked over there and he's screaming. And I start talking to him and he calmed down and I was like, whoa.
Yep.
Like it was like, I'm a dad and he knows it's me.
Woo, I'm gonna tear up.
Yeah, it was cool. Like it was cool for me because you question like, hey, am I gonna be good enough? Am I gonna be like this and that? And like that moment when you say, hey, bud, it's me, and he cooled down for a quick.
He heard you in the womb.
Yeah, he heard me talk to him, so you recognize that voice for a quick second, and then they're putting shit over his eyes and all these things. And they're asking you all kinds of questions too. This is kind of a weird thing too. Like, hey, do you want to do this shot? You want to do this, and this? I said yes to everything, just because I don't know. I don't regret what I said yes to.
I think you only got like one shot, and then the eye stuff is
we ended up putting eye stuff on later on, which helps with like they don't have tear ducts, they can't cry, so that helps. Basically, it lubricates their eyes so they don't get eye boogers. So that all happened, and then they were sewing her back up, and she's just whatever, bro. It was a damn murder scene underneath her. I was like, holy shit, doc, what the hell happened down there? Look, they said it would heal for 2 weeks, and it healed up. I mean, perfectly.
Well, I mean, it was 6. They said 6 weeks.
Oh, 6 weeks. Yeah, it healed up pretty quickly though,
which
is great. So, it wasn't that big of a deal. Like, there was obviously a little concern of like, hey, is there going to be like, are you going to feel it for a while? I don't think you really haven't had any issues, which was awesome. So, kudos to the doc. But yeah, I mean, that was the birthing experience. I don't think
that
ends there.
You want to talk about going in the room, like into the waiting room, and telling everybody?
Oh yeah, I guess that's part of it.
That was kind of like your moment to shine.
Yeah, so we decided to do. We obviously didn't wait to find out until nobody knew what it was. So we got hats, boy dad or girl dad, and so they knew we had a baby.
ESPN or not ESPN.
The chime played, the music played, so everybody knew we had the baby. And so when I came out there, I texted, hey, I'm coming out, get the hats ready.
Yeah.
And so everybody's just surrounded, ready to like kind of like, what is it? And I sit down and I go, I say some little spiel and I put the boy hat on and everybody goes nuts.
Did you like?
Yeah, I did like a little trickaroo and I threw it and I put the boy hat on and everybody goes absolutely berserk. And that that was just
Everyone
cool.
was so shocked.
Yeah, because everyone thought it was going to be a girl dad. But again, who's going to be mad? Like, nobody's going to be mad for what it was. But it was just kind of cool. Like, we know what it is. And then everyone came in and said, hey, and got their photos. And that was cool. That was something that, I mean, you will always, you know, treasure those that first early moments. Like, it went by so fast. Like, that was cool, though. But that was for the pregnancy experience. Birthing experience. But during that, so we were there from Thursday to what, like Monday? We left Monday, right? Yeah.
Something like that, because he was born on Saturday, and then we were definitely there Sunday. Either we left Monday or Tuesday.
It was definitely Monday. So hotel hospital life was cool. It was interesting for us. We enjoyed it in a weird way because, I mean, it was like a weird vacation. It was an expensive vacation, but it was cool because we got to just go, and we knew that it was like your last final moment. You know what I mean? So it was like kind of anything went. It made it like home. I brought a Chromecast. We're watching TV, like doing whatever. I brought the music. So we like music. I like music at home. So we're playing music. I had Ricky Bring Old Fashions, which is the big no-no. Like we were getting a little slaughtered towards some of the nights. The first night they stayed pretty late, and Liz was like, let's go. And Ricky's like, you're only going to have your first kid one time.
Yep.
And that was cool. Like kind of him just being bought in and all of us being bought in of like, let's enjoy this because it's, you're never going to have this ever again. And really just kind of took it all in. For me, this is kind of hard for me, but there was a little like pray area at the hospital. So you couldn't leave. There was like a little like kind of, you know,
church.
And like, but it was outside. And I was just watch House, and there was, you know, kind of the same thing, and people would go and kind of just sit there. But those 3 days were tough, and I couldn't really lean on you in that moment. So I would just go out there and just sit there and just pray and just, you know, that was kind of, I really found God for myself too, because I was like, I got nothing's in my hands anymore. So that was a really cool kind of, you know, liberating moment for me during that time of just finding myself, because there was times I'd have to like walk away and kind of take it all in. So that was cool. Obviously, you didn't experience that because you were laid up in bed.
I was like, what the heck's taking you so long to get my French fries, bro?
Yeah, I'll go down and get coffee and food and take a little extra time. But yeah, we get Starbucks, and we kind of just didn't care about anything. We just hung out. We had, you know, great.
And the food was really good.
Hospital sandwiches were really good.
Yep. The best turkey sandwich of my life.
Sleeping sucked, but by the last day, it sucked. The first few days, it was kind of fun. When the funness wore off.
Because we were tired from not sleeping well. And then also being in pain from being in labor.
Yeah, that for sure. Like, it just, after the baby came, that's when it kind of was like, you're stressed, right? So the fun was there, but in a different way.
Like, you couldn't even really sleep because they offered to take him to the nursery, but I'm like, nope. I want to be with him at all times. Like,
we were clocked in.
Yeah.
Showtime.
I don't know. I waited this long. I didn't want him to leave me. So.
And they had to come check him like every 3 hours, and so they didn't walk in and like just quick check. They was like,
turn all the lights on. Yeah.
Golly, bro. They didn't give a shit about nobody. But again, like, it was just all part of it. Like, I remember I got on a big caffeine addiction because, dude, it was just coffee after coffee. Yep. And so you had to just kind of thrive through that. The best way I explain it, for anybody that's been on a bachelor party or a bachelorette party, those 3 days, 4 days that you're riding high, like, you wake up feeling fresh as you can be every single day. No matter how much you drank the night before, no matter how much you puked, whatever, because you're just on this like liberated high of like, it's a boys/girls weekend.
Yep.
That's how this, honestly, the first like month was. You were just on this liberated high, and it was like, you didn't run out of energy.
Oh, no.
I wish I had that energy back now.
I know. What I wouldn't give. How many sugar cookie lattes I had? Oof.
Oh, we were slinging them. It was around the holiday times too, which I love holidays. So they had like the holiday flavors, and it was just the smells, and it was just, I don't know, man. I really enjoyed. I've never really been afraid of hospitals. I don't know. I've always. It's kind of like, for me, it's like a cooler hotel because they handle. I don't know. It's weird. I'm weird. Some people hate hospitals. I've never hated them. Fortunately, I've had bad experiences in either to have that, but it was just, look, man. I think if the point of telling you this is, it's a great experience, whether you're there for a day, 2 days, 4 days, 5 days. Take it all in.
Yep, take it in.
Be yourself. Don't be afraid to go in and make yourself at home, because you're going to have the baby in that room. You're going to have the baby in that habitat, in that environment.
Yep, make it calm, make it fun. Like you said, it's your first time, and it's your only time you're ever going to have that first time. So, I mean, next time we have a kid, we're always going to do better because we know what we should bring. Oh, we should have brought this, we should have brought that, or whatever. It's the first time you're ever going to do it. So just take it all in.
Take on, and the good fun part is because it is new, you're learning stuff as you go, but enjoy. You want the child to come into the environment they're going to be living in.
Yep,
he came into with music playing in the background because that's what we like to do.
Yep.
He came into dad fired up, came into mom crying and soothing and calm, like just who we are. So don't be afraid to be yourself. I picked out an outfit. I think I had the MIT hoodie on.
Oh.
I was conscious of that. I was like, I want the photos to go back. I'm like, Dad, why were we?
I think you had your dad's shirt on.
I did.
You wore your dad's shirt all week.
The whole time.
You ever took it off.
I did not.
And
I wanted them to know.
You're like, I'm freezing. And I almost didn't bring a hoodie. You're like, oh no, I don't need it. I said, I better bring you a hoodie.
So I rocked the MIT hoodie because I was like, I want old boy to look back. I'm like, Dad, what you MIT hoodie for? I'm like, MIT son, grad. He doesn't know that. So that was just a really cool experience. But and on moving into kind of that hospital life, we probably won't remember every question, but when you have your kid, we kind of mentioned this earlier, you're going to run into a lot of like, what do I do?
I ask all the questions. Do not feel like you're going to be stupid because you've never done this before. So it's okay to ask stupid questions, quote unquote, stupid questions.
They're very adamant about her breastfeeding and giving the make sure that he was only eating breast milk and
one or the other.
Yeah, not supplementing with formula, but early on in the stage, they've got, what's the skin thing? Jaundice that they have. Most babies have it. He didn't have it that bad. They've got to make sure they poo and peep and poop and pee. And the only way they do all these things if they're fed enough, right? So she was having trouble early on, which this is a whole other topic that we could talk about producing enough milk. And what's the one thing you did beforehand?
So I pump colostrum, which is like the quote unquote milk that you get before you have the baby. And even when you have the baby, it's the first couple days is just colostrum, which is pretty much liquid gold. It has so much nutrients, so much vitamins because they need it right away kind of thing. So I did all this research and I pumped a lot of it. I thought a lot of it.
Yeah,
and
felt like a lot.
Yeah, and I put it in the freezer because I was like, oh, even if he gets sick 5 months from now or whatever, I can pull it out of the freezer and just give him a little bit. So we had to use all of it
right away because she wasn't pumping enough, which again sucked. So then you got one person pressuring you, like you don't want to go back and forth. So I remember there was nurses cycling through, and one of the nurses was a mom. Was like, I need you to be a mom here, and
I think her name was Jennifer.
It was. I go, I need you to be a mom, not a nurse for a moment, and tell me what the fuck do I need to do here? Because
no, because do you have kids? She said, yeah, I had like 4 or something like that.
Yeah, I go, what would you do? Because they're telling us not to do formula, but I care about him being fed, being nurtured, and making sure that he doesn't get this jaundice. She's like, I would feed him. I go, okay, thank you. Like, I'm not going to pressure, because he wasn't latching on. There were so many things that were happening.
They're so worried about like legal reasons, which I get, like it's your job and stuff, but at the same time, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a first-time mom. Like, so just say, hey, honey, this is what you should do, or this is what I would do kind of thing. I'm not going to take you verbatim, but I guess there are people out in the world.
Yeah, the lady who was, like, adamant about breastfeeding was like, nope, no
she was
supplement.
Like not the doula, but the, like, latch consultant or something like that.
Yeah, she wasn't even our full-time nurse. She just came every now and then. So we ended up having to supplement with formula, which is not a big deal. So for moms out there, because Caitlin beat the shit out of herself for it, which I get, but it wasn't that big of a deal. Looking back, like, you realize, like
I would have gave it to him at the beginning because we would have went home sooner.
Yeah, but again, you live and learn, and it
exactly.
Everything
worked. Happens for a reason. So.
Yeah, it worked out and it was fine. But don't be afraid to kind of make a decision of like, hey, we're gonna rock and roll.
Yeah.
Another big one was a pacifier. That was cool. She gave same lady Jennifer gave me cool advice because I was like, hey, like
because we discussed it early on. We're like, no, we don't want our kid to have a pacifier because usually kids' teeth. Like when they get teeth and they're still having a pacifier, that's when it becomes an issue. Is they become like I don't even know like forward, like they just
messes their teeth up. Like it's an addiction you have to break. She came in and she's like, look, they're gonna find something. Now right now he kind of just grabs everything. He doesn't take a passy, but he just sucks on everything else like our necklace and stuff. But he doesn't suck on his hands, which is good because she's like, look, they're gonna suck on that or the thumbs. You can't take his thumb away. Correct. So she's like, I had a kid that was on a passy and a kid that was on her thumb. Kid's on a passy, kid's still on a thumb. That's where the thing of SIDS came up. So he did give him a passy, and she goes, look, the first 6 months, there isn't anything that you're going to do that's going to create a bad habit. And that was really, 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 really good advice because for the first 6 months, I was like, I'm not going to stress about anything. Like, just raise the kid and do the best that you can. And don't worry about like, oh, I'm going to raise a bad kid or he's going to be a baby or he's going to be too clingy or any of that. Like, whether that's true or not, it didn't matter to me. It was true to me. And I was like, I'll take it. And I was like,
I mean, it's true. So far, so good.
So far, so good. He doesn't really bad habits that I'm aware of. He gets a little mommy clean now, but that's just because he's teething, and it's only at certain times. But I think that's just kind of life. But, So the pacifier thing we did give to him at later on at night.
Yeah, we gave it to him in the hospital, but definitely at night just because we wanted to get some kind of sleep, and we were freaked out.
The first 2 nights we didn't we were in shifts.
Yeah.
We would not go, and even when we got home, I think for the first probably week.
Oh yeah, the first night or couple nights, we did not go to sleep at the same time.
No, we were like it was rotation. I was like, hey, I'm laid out anyway, so I'd stay up, and because, bro, again, he doesn't know how to breathe just yet. Like it's weird. I don't know.
Like I don't know. You're just so scared. You don't want to mess anything up.
Homeboy was never phased, by the way.
Oh no,
didn't miss a beat.
We had to wake him up to eat.
Yeah. Hey, look, it's time to eat, big guy. Lock it in. But yeah, there's plenty of things that you're gonna have and be like, I don't like. It's just you're gonna feel dumb for asking it because it's like, how do I not know this?
Oh, swaddling. Like they showed us how to swaddle like 10 times.
Oh, dude. I was a swaddle master by the end of it, though. Yeah,
you did a video, but it was cool as every nurse had their own way of swaddling.
That's what made it hard, though, bro.
Yes, but you recorded it, and I don't know.
Everyone has a way of doing it. When you realize too pretty quickly, nobody has a right way of doing it. Just do what works for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, ask questions. 98% of the nurses and everybody in there, it's the
very helpful.
They're all excited, and who's not happy, right? It's like marriage, right? It's like everyone's happy, everyone's bubbly. Don't be afraid to ask questions. But before we wrap up, we got the next part, which is leaving.
Yep. Bringing the baby home for the first time. We're like, wait, we got to take this home?
Look, you here's the crazy thing. They're over here criticizing us whether or not we should be getting, like, breastfeeding, doing this shit, or giving passes or whatever. They just send the baby home with you without any, there's no manual.
No.
There's no step-by-step. None of that.
And you had to get the car seat, and they wouldn't even help you because they want to make sure that you could do it.
Yeah, I was like,
what do you mean if I can do it? It's my first time.
Bro, the little guy's like his nothing works, right? So I've got to put this
like
big ass strap, and I'm like, he's just like,
he's like sleeping.
And I'm like, how tight do I go? And she's like 2 fingers. I'm like, I can't even get this.
It's car seats. I hate car seats. Love/hate car seats. Obviously, you need them, protect them, whatever. I hate car seats. They are the worst.
So now he's squirmy, so you have to buckle him down. But when he's that small, guys, don't feel bad if you forget to buckle him in. I'm just throwing that out there. When he was super small, like you literally just plop him in there, and he's like, all right, it's good to go, and you kind of just walk around. You might forget to buckle once or twice, but that's neither here nor there. The ride home is.
We were very stressed. We were like, so we live right off of a highway. Like, it's so much faster if you go on a highway. We did not take the highway. I'm like, Shelton.
No, we did.
No, we didn't.
We
went on US 1.
No, we took 95, 100%. Yeah, I was 100%. I remember passing by the hospital on the way home, and we were like, kind of like emotional, 1,000%. I remember.
Why? Because we were going to take you. Why didn't we?
Because I wanted to get home.
Okay.
I was like, I feel safer on the highway than I would on US 1. I think because it was single road. I think I don't know why, but I know we went on the highway.
But you were going so slow. You never drive in the slow lane, and you were in the slow lane.
Yeah,
and everyone was passing us.
Both of us.
Well, I had this whole playlist
bawling
the whole time. I didn't know if it was a boy or a girl, so I had songs that's like a father and a son, a mother and a son, father-daughter, mother-daughter. Like I had all these separate songs like in an album just called Baby Walker because we didn't know what it was. So we were sitting there, and obviously I was a wreck as soon as we even left the garage. I don't even know. I was just so emotional. Obviously your hormones are jacked up, but I was so emotional. I was like, oh my gosh. I'm bringing him home, and obviously I'm nervous. I think I was just like holding on to him for dear life. I said, oh my gosh, I didn't want anything to happen. Like, you're just so freaked out. Like, I don't know, it's crazy. And then you, of course, have all this pressure because you're the one driving.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're like, let's put on some music. And I don't even know. I think it was My Boy and Me, that song.
It's one of them.
One of them, yep. And we both just start.
I was a wreck. I cried a lot the first like week. It was just kind of everything hits you, and it's like, holy shit, it's real.
Yep.
But that drive home, like, I'll always
cherish.
There's always those. You have a few memories in your head that are ingrained that you can always tap back into.
Yep.
Yeah, core memory that you can tap into the folder. And I love tapping into core memories because it kind of expands that memory a little bit further.
Yep, I forgot about this. I forgot about that.
Yeah, and again, that's why I remember driving home on the highway because I remember looking over at the hospital and just kind of losing it. I remember seeing the billboards. Like I remember driving down the highway, but specifically, and I remember not looking back at her because I don't like her to see me cry. And me just being like
and
locked in.
I looked in the mirror at the rear view mirror, and I was like, oh, he's crying too.
Blubbering, dude. But it's special.
To this day, we drive past the hospital every day to work,
and our window's right there,
and I still get goosies.
Yeah, it was cool. I think look, the ride home is something special, and the reason why we wanted to do this because and again, no matter how many times people tell you to appreciate it, you're
Yep.
going to appreciate it in its own way, and by it going fast makes it special. So don't worry about it.
Nope.
Everything happens for a reason. Don't criticize it. Don't overthink it. Just do what you would normally do,
Yep.
and it'll be special. I think that's gonna be my advice moving forward. Because I was, hey, appreciate it, and it's like, what does that mean? How do you do that?
Mm-hmm.
Just do what you would normally do, and it'll work itself
Yeah,
out.
be yourself.
Yeah,
Because when usually big moments happen, you want everything to be so perfect, and you're worried about it, you're stressed. Just stay calm, and like you said, be yourself, and everything will just fall into line.
I think I made a joke when I was buckling him in. We had plans to take him home in the truck, all these things. None of that played out. None of the stuff that we plan on happening. Again, I think we did plan on taking safe roads. I said, F it. I'm riding down the highway. I feel more comfortable.
We wanted to take the truck because we're like, oh, it's going to be
Bigger.
more safe. It's taller, whatever. We took the raft.
But then I questioned it because I didn't want to get up in the truck. Like, there's just...
Yeah, there's so much other things.
But, the again, kind of reiterating, the car ride, that you only get to do all those things for the first time once.
Yep.
And so... I know a few people that are listening are having their first kid. Like, there's just so many cool things that when it goes by, I'm like, man, that was cool. I wish I would have thought about it more. It's like, it is what it is. Like, that's what makes it cool is you realize after the fact how important it is.
What's the quote?
Oh, yeah. I meant to say this at the wedding. I wish I knew it was the good times of.
I wish I knew it was the good old days.
While I was in the good old days.
Yeah.
And whew, that one will knock you to your ass for sure because that's an absolute banger from Andy in The Office.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then we got home, and shout out to Haley and Liz. They had this huge big sign that says "Welcome." It's a boy Beckett or something.
Welcome home Beckett.
Welcome home Beckett or something like that. And it was this huge sign lit up. It was so cool.
I remember coming home and just being numb. Like I just walked in and just showed him around the house.
Yeah, you're like, this is the podcast room. This is your bedroom. You're not gonna be sleeping there for a while.
Bro,
this is
fired up like he was gonna be like, "Oh, this is nice. Appreciate it. Hey, this is pretty cool,
like
dude."
Sleeping the whole time.
Yeah, he's like, "Yeah, I love it here, man. Thanks for bringing me." I was hoping like you didn't appreciate it at all. I was like, "All right, dude, fuck off. Here's your mom back." You know, like it's just weird. I was like, I don't know what to do with this thing. Like, what is he just like poking him?
Yep.
But yeah, that was cool. That was fun to relive it too and talk about it.
Oh, for sure.
Anything else before we go, babe?
No, I think that's it.
Well, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. We're a little late, but we got her in. And make sure you guys like, subscribe, turn the bell on. Let us know, again, drop your questions down below.
Yep. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook.
We're at.
Always plug.
It's all the walkers for the most part.
All the walkers, yeah.
I think, isn't like 0520 for Instagram, though?
I don't know. Something like that.
I think we had to.
Just type in the walkers. You'll see our beautiful faces.
There it is. Let me know. So yeah, follow us. We post pictures, TikTok shorts and all that jazz if you can't watch the whole thing. So again, put some comments, questions below, some things that you would like to know. Maybe we can create a topic out of it if we don't have it queued up already. But you guys be good. Until next time, I'm Shelton.
I'm Caitlin.
Guys, be blessed. Love you guys. Peace.
Bye.
Put the music on.
No slice, sweet like daiquiri with strawberry crust.